Have you ever just stopped and thought about how an image, maybe an ad you glance at, can just hit you with a feeling?
Oh, absolutely. Like instantly.
Yeah, like urgency or maybe calm, sometimes excitement or even trust, and there are no words needed. It's kind of amazing, isn't it?
It really is. And that immediate gut reaction is usually not an accident. It's design, often based on something really core to how we see things.
And that is exactly what we're getting into today, color theory. We're going to unpack this great piece, Unlocking Design, the Power of Color Theory.
Yeah, the goal here is really to give you a solid handle on how color actually works in design.
Think of it as like your shortcut to really getting how much color shapes things around us every single day.
And our mission for you, listening in, is to start seeing color as this incredibly powerful communication tool. It's way beyond just looking nice.
Right. It touches everything, how we see brands, what we decide to buy.
Even our emotions, yeah, and how we perceive things, sometimes without even realizing it.
Okay, so let's unpack the basics. For someone who's heard the term color theory but maybe hasn't dug in, how does the source actually define it? What's the main idea?
Well, the source puts it pretty simply. It's the science and art of using color.
Science and art, okay.
Exactly. But the key part is why we use it. It explains how colors mix, how they match up, how they contrast, but crucially, how they tap into our emotions and perceptions.
So it's really about getting a specific response, not just making something look good.
Precisely. It's about intention.
Mm.
Especially in graphic design, the source calls it a powerful communication tool.
Okay, so how does it use that power? What are some ways it communicates, grabs attention or changes how we see something?
Oh, in so many ways. The right color can instantly pull your eye. It can set a whole mood for somebody.
You find a brand even.
Totally build that whole identity. And yeah, it can even nudge you towards buying something or clicking a button.
Wow, so it's about making strategic choices, not just
Yeah.
liking blue.
Exactly. Moving beyond personal preference to purpose.
Mhm.
And the starting point for all of that, the absolute core, is something most people have seen. The color wheel.
Ah, the color wheel, right. Even if you've seen it, why is that the foundation? What makes it so key?
Because it's the map.
Yeah,
It really is. It shows the relationships. And it starts with the primaries. Red, blue, and yellow.
the ones you can't mix from other colors.
Correct. They're the absolute base, the
Yeah.
irreducible building blocks, you could say.
Okay, elemental building blocks, but then you start mixing them and things get interesting. What happens next?
Well, mix two primaries and you get your secondary colors.
Yeah.
So red and yellow make orange,
Blue and yellow make green.
and red and blue make purple. Simple, but fundamental.
Right. And then there's another layer.
Yep. Mix a primary with a secondary right next to it, and you get tertiary colors. Things like red-orange or blue-green.
I see. So it's like layers of mixing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding how these all sit together on the wheel, that's the key, the source says, to building harmonious palettes.
Harmonious palettes. Okay, that sounds like the goal. Things that just work together visually.
Pretty much. These are combinations that designers use because they naturally look good together. They make designs feel intentional, professional.
So can you give us some examples? What are these key harmonies?
Sure. One of the most basic and powerful is complementary colors.
Okay, complementary.
These are colors directly opposite each other on the wheel. Think blue and orange, or red and green.
Ah, right. You see those pairings a lot.
You do,
Ah.
because they create really high contrast. If you want something to pop, to really grab attention, complementary colors are great for that. Like sports teams often use them.
Makes sense. High energy, high visibility. Okay, what's another one?
Then you have analogous colors. These are neighbors on the color wheel.
So sitting right next to each other.
Exactly, like blue, blue-green, and green. Because they share undertones, they feel very cohesive. The effect is usually very calming, very harmonious.
Ah, I see. So less contrast, more flow.
Yeah, a natural flow. It feels related, unified.
Okay. Complementary, analogous.
The
What's
Triadic, this involves three colors.
three? Okay.
Yeah, three colors evenly spaced around the wheel, like the primary colors themselves.
Yeah.
Red, yellow, and blue form a triad.
Okay. So more colors involved, what kind of feel does that give?
It's usually quite bold and vibrant, but because they're evenly spaced, it still feels balanced. It's energetic, but not, chaotic if done well.
Bold but balanced. Interesting. And one more you mentioned.
Monochromatic. This one's maybe the simplest concept.
Mono meaning one, so
Yeah.
just one color.
Essentially, yes. It's using all the different shades, tints, and tones of a single base color. So light blues, medium blues, dark blues, all in one design.
What's the effect there?
Tends to look very clean, very minimal, sophisticated often. It creates a strong sense of unity because it's all variations on one theme. It'd be
Yeah.
very elegant.
Okay, that makes sense. Clean and focused. So I have the structure, the combinations, but now let's get into the feeling part, the human side.
Ah, the psychology of color. Yeah, this is where it gets really fascinating.
This is where color becomes the silent language, right? Stirring emotions, changing perceptions.
Exactly. And the source gives some great examples, like red.
Okay, red, what's the psychology there?
It's strongly linked to things like passion, energy, excitement, but also urgency, danger sometimes.
Like stop signs or sales tags?
Precisely, that act now feeling. It's why you see it so much in calls to action, buy now buttons, clearance sales. It grabs attention and pushes you to respond.
Definitely demands attention. Okay, what about blue? Feels like blue is everywhere, especially for certain kinds of companies.
Right. Blue is often associated with calm, stability, trust, reliability.
Ah, so that's why banks and tech companies use it so much.
Very often, yes.
Yeah.
In Western cultures, it conveys that sense of security and dependability, though it's interesting.
Like that.
Well, color perception isn't always universal. The source mentions that in some other cultures, blue can actually symbolize mourning or other things, so context is key.
That's a really important point. Global design needs that awareness. Okay, moving on. How about green?
Green is almost universally tied to nature. Freshness, growth, health, balance.
Eco-friendly brands love green.
Exactly. It evokes that sense of harmony, environment, well-being.
And yellow. Seems like a happy color.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yellow is energetic, optimistic, cheerful, like sunshine.
But I feel like there's a but.
Well, the source does caution that too much yellow can actually be overwhelming, or even cause anxiety or visual fatigue.
Really? Like too much cheerfulness.
Sort of. It's very high energy, visually stimulating. So the whole room painted bright yellow might feel intense, maybe even irritating after a while. Use it thoughtfully.
Good to know. A little goes a long way, perhaps.
Potentially, yes. And then you have the neutrals, black and white.
Ah, the classics.
Right. Black is often seen as sophisticated, elegant, powerful, luxurious even. It has a certain weight and authority.
And white.
White usually conveys cleanliness, simplicity, modernity, purity sometimes. It creates a sense of space. Minimalist designs often use a lot of white.
So these aren't just aesthetic choices, they're sending subconscious signals.
Absolutely. Communicating without a single word.
Okay, so understanding all this theory is one thing, but applying it digitally on screens, that brings up new issues, right? The source mentions contrast and accessibility.
Yes, that's crucial. What looks good on your design monitor might not work well for everyone or on every device.
You mean like legibility, making sure people can actually read the text.
Exactly. Contrast between text color and background color is vital, especially for people with visual impairments like color blindness. Your beautiful design is useless if people can't read it or navigate it easily.
So you need to test it. It has to be functional for everyone.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
not just good design practice, it's often an ethical requirement now. You need to ensure your colors work well on screen.
Are there tools to help with that? Checking contrast and accessibility?
Oh, definitely. The source mentions things like Adobe Color, Coolers. These are great web tools for exploring palettes and checking contrast ratios.
And within design software, too.
Yeah, like Figma has built-in contrast checkers. They make it much easier to test your choices and make sure they meet accessibility standards. They're essential tools, really.
Okay, so using those tools is key for digital work. Good tip.
Mm-hmm.
So wrapping this up, it feels like this deep dive really hammered home that color theory isn't just, abstract knowledge.
Not at all.
Hmm.
It's truly the foundation of strong visual design, like the source says.
Yeah, understanding the wheel, the harmonies, and especially that emotional, psychological impact.
It lets you create designs that, well, they communicate so much more effectively. They speak louder without needing words.
And hopefully for you listening, this gives you a new lens, a way to look at the visual world and quickly grasp the design principles at play.
You'll start seeing the why behind the colors everywhere, on websites and logos, packaging.
It's true. You start noticing it once you know what to look for.
Definitely.
Which leads us to a final thought for you to maybe chew on. Given everything we've unpacked about the psychology of color, often working subconsciously, how might the color palette of, say, your favorite app or a website you use all the time, or even a product you love, how might those colors be shaping how you feel about it, even if you've never consciously analyzed it before?
That's a great question.
Maybe take a closer look this week. See what stories the colors around you are actually telling.